Welcome back to the Sports Influence Podcast, where we tap into the minds of successful athletes to see how sports have influenced their journey. Today we're joined by Greg Butler. He's a two-time bronze medalist at the 2022 British Championships and the 2025 Aquatics GB swimming champion in the 100-metre breaststroke. At the recent World Championships in Singapore, he made his mark by setting a new personal best in the 200-metre breaststroke, finishing an impressive 9th overall. He's also known for growing up with and training alongside an Olympic legend, Adam Peaty, and his renowned coach, Mel Marshall. We'll talk about how he broke multiple of Peaty's club records at the City of Derby and forged his own impressive path. Beyond the medals and the personal best, we're going to dive into how important it is to forge friendships in your early sporting days. The bonds you create with your teammates and rivals can shape your career and influence you far beyond the pool. So without further ado, let's get into it.
I want you to go back to your first time watching a session at Derby Swimming Club.
Yeah.
Talk us through it.
So I was at Newcastle Staffs, which is like a really small club in Newcastle on the Lyme. It's like really small. And then Phil was like texting with Mel, and because I was like starting to slowly do all right, and then came to watch a session at Queen Street. I think Queen Street. Not the horrible pool, the one that was
The gala pool.
Yeah, the gala pool. And I remember I was sitting there watching it, and you were in this session. I don't think you were in the juniors. You were in the fucking learn to swim squad still.
Yeah, he saw the prowess and just knew he wanted to join the club.
Oh my God, it was like nothing I've ever experienced. It was like army training. I was like, what the? It's so strange. And then my dad goes, "Oh yeah, this boy's called Shay. Yeah, he's your age." I was like, I couldn't believe it because you were like massive.
Yeah. Did you literally join straight after that, or was it a bit slower? Do you remember?
Shopping round.
Yeah.
No, I think Derby was like the only place. But like, I watched that session and I was like, I do not want to do that. I do not want to join that. That looks horrible. And I was happy at Newcastle. I wanted to stay there. But then I did end up. Phil probably just forced me to join or something. And then my first session was at what's the other pool? The family pool, the 33-metre one.
Yeah.
And it was like Matt Wood's mum took the session, and it was carnage. Karen Wood. And at the end of the session, Joe Hurst like jumped in with his beats in his hand and like his phone. Like something was in the pool, and it was carnage that session. Yeah. And I was like, and after that session, I was like, Christ, like, I do not want to come here again. Like it was like both the first two were like.
So you moved down from Newcastle all the way down to Derby?
Well, yeah, I didn't move, but it commuted for every session, and it was long.
Really?
Yeah.
You commuted from Newcastle to Derby?
Newcastle under Lyme, so not upon time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it was like an hour to Queen Street, and it was like 45 minutes to Repton, hour to Loughborough. It was, for so many years, it was that.
But you were committed. You speak on most podcasts about it, like the support from your parents.
Oh,
Phil had your back.
Just ridiculous. Like when I now I'm older and I think about like with uni and like working, like what they did. It was like.
Yeah. Because I'm not gonna lie, Phil was putting in a shit.
Yeah, Phil was training harder than I was by just doing the driving.
He was, because he was all over the shop and he was putting in a proper shift for you.
Yeah.
So as you moved through City of Derby, when did you start to realise that it was kind of going on the up and you were starting to get quite good?
It was like you were saying earlier, because I got that British record when I was thinking I was at Derby by that time, and that was because that was a massive drop. So that was like I probably wouldn't have realised it before then.
Because we were saying before the podcast that you were in like lane 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And then outside lane smoker.
Yeah.
And just beat everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it a big margin as well? Do you remember? Because I don't know if you went off fast, if you were just like, fuck it, I just want to try. I don't know how much you remember about it.
I think, so I scraped in, and it was amazing that like I'd made the final. It was like, oh, this is like, I never would have expected to make a final. And then I think like before that, like so in the heat, there was like, back in the day, there was like the jammers, which were like half in between like racing, half in between training ones, where they were like kind of like, all right. A little bit baggy. And then like as a, like a well done or whatever, Phil got, like the fasting ones where it was like half of it was like the bad boy ones.
The blue and the black.
Yeah, the blue and the black.
They were unreal.
And so I was like going to the final, I was like, it'd be good to like do another PB or whatever. And and it was 11-second drop from heat to final.
11?
Yeah.
That's unreal. What? So did you go sub 220?
No. It was 2:25.8, I think.
Yeah, that's unreal. So do you still have that record?
Well, I was actually, because I was on the phone to Phil earlier to like re-jog my memory for stuff. He said, no, it's not a British record anymore. It's been broken like twice since, but it's still an English record. So
Yeah,
Scottish guys broke it, I think.
That's unreal. So, kind of going back to your upbringing and coming through sport, what impact did your parents have? Because I know Phil was not only a big character probably at home, but a massive character at City of Derby in general.
Yeah.
So talk us through what it was like, Phil and Becky, Francis as well.
Yeah.
Just what it was like at home.
Yeah, well, me and my sister have always like done sport. Like we always did cross country at school. I went to football when before swimming. I was useless. Same with like rugby. Before I joined Derby, alongside swimming, I actually did rowing as well for a bit. Yeah.
I can see you as a bit of a rower as well.
But I don't think because I've got a long torso and I've got short legs. Like, is that not bad for rowing though? I don't know.
It's fine.
Is it?
Yeah.
His flexibility is...
to be fair, your hip mobility will just be absolutely naughty. Because you'd be out there.
Yeah, but you don't need to go that way. You're just going like, it's just leg pressing, isn't it? Like, you don't need to do that.
No, but you do go out.
Do you?
Like that. So your hip mobility, if you can get all the way up there. So talk us through, because Phil was obviously taking you to all of these sessions.
Yeah.
Did he ever... I know, because it's a lot of time and effort invested into it. Did you ever feel guilty or anything like that for him taking you all the time?
Yeah, I did. Like, not so much guilty, more kind of like a lot more pressure to like succeed, like way more pressure, like because of like I'm physically like witnessing every day like him doing these drives and like the massive like cost with it. So it's kind of like if you don't do well, it's like they've put themselves out and like they're obviously like invested in you. So it's like that was a big thing, definitely. Yeah.
So obviously your dad, massive figure in the club, right? He was always there at every competition. He always had his little medal setup, and I've heard now he's got a bit of a medal empire going on.
Yeah.
Tell us about the experience of your dad always being there to help, because obviously not many people really have that. He was so committed to the cause of Greg Butler and getting you to where you are now, and your transition up to hopefully LA. So tell me about that and Phil's influence on you.
Yeah, like he was always there, like at the pool. You remember he had the brief. Do you remember his little briefcase he had?
Yeah.
The wheelie suitcase. Like,
yeah.
Well, I think he's
the
just
wheelie suitcase.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
That was iconic. But no, he was very. Like, he was a swimming teacher himself. Like I think he did a bit of master swimming. Like he's into swimming, which like kind of helps.
It was a bit of a project Mbappe then. Your dad didn't necessarily make it himself, but you were there. You were his next project, and a good one as well. When you dropped those 11 seconds, I bet it was, he was proud and he just wanted you to push on because he knew the potential.
Yeah.
So going back to kind of those first signs of, you're going to potentially be a very good swimmer, which you are. Who kind of recognised that and pushed you on? Who were your role models back in the early days of City of Derby when we were all there together? Because I can probably imagine who they are, but tell us a bit about those.
Yeah, like there's always people like you got Adam, who's like the best role model I could have possibly had. Like he was, like so dominant, like with his world records and everything. So obviously that was huge. But then at the same time, there was like we had such a great group at Derby, like like us lot and the others like like Will Sheehan, like Kyle, like
taking us back to the old days.
Yeah, they were such great memories. Like, but it's just like having like it's kind of different now because like. Yeah, we've got a group and it's, it's a great group. Like there's, so many Olympians and all this. But like, back in the day when it was like a really big group of like swimmers like training together, like it was so good.
Yeah, and I don't know if you two get this. I get this quite a lot. Like sometimes I get a little bit sad when I think back, because I think like any memories I make from here going to be as fun as like what swimming was like back in the day, because like back in the day when we were in the stands at Ponds Forge just like pissing about and like just finding different areas at Ponds Forge and all of that, like those memories just stick with you forever and the things that you never forget. And I just get a little bit like, am I ever going to do shit that's like that fun again? Because you don't realise it's that fun while you're in there.
It's a no. I don't think you're ever going to get that again, to be honest. And just being everyone young, going through the ringer together. Like some of the sessions we used to do was horrific. Like on swim camps when we used to do 100 meters times 100 meters off, 1 minute 20 or something. Incredibly hard. We all used to get through it together. You didn't have time to speak during the session.
Yeah.
And then you go out, you go out the pool after, and you have done lunch together and everything like that. It just bonds you. Like you just won't get that anywhere else.
Yeah, and I just love those memories. Like when you go to dinner after and Matt Cross is there, and he's just telling you if you have any dessert, he's going to send you home. Do you remember that? It's just little things like that are so fun. But so when you were younger and you were getting coached by your dad on maybe a Saturday morning, I remember Mel used to give you specific sessions to do.
Yeah.
On those Saturday mornings.
Yeah, it was a Monday night.
On Monday night.
And because it was like a lot to be, I was trying to reduce like the amount of times I have to drive over to Derby. So because my dad at the time still worked at a school, and he was like the swimming teacher at that pool. So I'd go there. It started off where it was me, my sister, and my dad, and then it was like the staff session would go on. So they'd just be swimming, and I'd have a lane with my sister, and then she stopped. And as I started to get a bit older, it was always on a Monday night. Not always, but like most of the time, 10 400s breaststroke, descend 4 3 2 1, which was like I could no way do that anymore. Like it was like awful.
10 400. I thought it was 10 200.
No, it was 10 400s when I was at Derby.
That's just freaky.
Bend up behind your head.
Yeah, it was on your own as well. Like there was no like we were saying like when you're on a camp, like you can get through it. It was on your own, like just the line on the floor. Like and my dad, he'd just be sitting on his like computer, like he wouldn't be. You'd think he'd be like into it, like like loving it. Nothing. He'd just be sitting there, and and I would never snip. I'd always do it all, like 10 400s.
So what time were they off? Do you know?
Nah, no idea.
But that's mental.
The internal motivation.
I know. That's just.
Yeah, there's no way I'm doing that anymore. No way.
Yeah, so because this is the thing with swimming, right? That the training is just so different. It's almost like when you're young, you just get hammered into the ground.
Yeah.
Right. So as you've gone up through your journey, have you how has the training changed from just getting hammered as a youngster to what you do now?
Yeah.
Because you're looking a little bit more dench.
Dench. I haven't heard that in a while. Dench. No, so it's like it's very different now. Like, so after I kind of was with Mel at Loughborough, so it wasn't like a million miles different to that. It was still like similar thing. But then, this past year I've been with Dave Hemmings and Scott at Loughborough, and so we do like Albrecht training model.
Albrecht.
So
no,
it's
talk
like
us through that.
So it's like I don't even fully understand it. I just kind of do it like that. They just like coach you.
Classic. I was the same.
But it's you do every like couple of months you do like the Albrecht test, and it's like basically from that it's like all about what your lactates are, like keeping them in like the same zones and like building it up.
Yeah.
I can tell you what the test is in a minute, but and then it informs like all your training going forward. So everything's like really like scientific and like precise now.
Yeah.
It's not so much like every session you're getting battered. Like it's recovery's like a big thing, and like there obviously is like still like hard key sessions, but they're kind of like more protected, especially like with gym and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, that's really interesting because it almost sounds like it's taking a little bit more of a rowing model. Because is it a lot more like lower intensity stuff?
Yeah.
And then when you're doing your hard stuff, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
because
like that. Yeah.
rowing's really like that. It's like in rowing, there's this big push for this thing called like polarized training, where your easy stuff is like really chill.
Yeah.
And then when you do your hard stuff, it's really, really hard. Have you kind of a British swimming kind of taken that on a bit?
Yeah, it's that principle. So I think because like Duncan Scott like kind of started, I think, in Stirling, and then Stephen Tiggs like now the head. So it's kind of like everyone's like doing it now.
That's interesting too. And have you noticed like positive results from that?
Yeah, like so I've PB'd in like all short course, long course, like since doing it. Like I don't know how much of that is, down to the specific training, but it can't be like it's got to be working.
Yeah, and when you're doing, is it a lot of like aerobic work, like longer, steady stuff?
Yeah.
And because that sort of stuff takes so long to develop as well, it might have longer term gains that you haven't even realised yet. So that's pretty good. But let's go back to City of Derby again, because when you were 17,
Yeah.
you broke Adam's club records
Mm-hmm.
at City of Derby.
Yeah.
Do you remember doing that? Do you remember where that was, or do you remember how that felt?
Yeah, I know. That's. I think that was kind of the younger I was, like, and the first time I started to do that, it was kind of sounds silly, but like easier because like Adam, I don't know how old he was when he was like quite late on. He was like 17, 18. It's like just bang, like straight into like. So I remember starting to like get Adam's records, and it was like a nice feeling, but at the same time, like I didn't put any expectations on myself because it just goes into silly times. But yeah, that was nice.
Obviously, Adam Peaty was there when you were there, and that's got to be a big inspiration for you. Best breaststroker in the world, being there by your side, training with him, and now you're at Loughborough. You've got Wilby, Adam, and yourself at one point.
Oh yeah,
all training together.
yeah,
That whole period from City of Derby when you were young, you got to see how a world record holder, someone with even the spotlight on him, like the media and things like that. You've got to see this and grow with this.
yeah.
So how do you think it's influenced training with Adam and Wilby?
Yeah, like so much. Like I kind of like realize now, like I didn't like how lucky I was to like be training with Adam. Like especially like he was one of the best athletes in the world. Like so dominant, and he was always like really good with me. I thought he had a lot of time for me and like helped me out. And like just even be able to like do his sets and just like just swim with him was like I think I would have like picked like so many things up that I didn't even realise. Just like the way he carries himself going into a race, like his mindset, like he would always be like just giving me like technical tips. Like I'd be like coming into the wall and he'd like be looking and like say like do this better, whatever. Just like so much stuff, yeah.
Do you think he has a bit of a soft spot for yourself? Because obviously he's come like now because you've come through from such a young age. You've been kind of the younger person he's been bringing up through City of Derby. Do you think he kind of thinks of you? Because obviously himself and Wilby, there must be a lot of competitivity there.
Yeah.
But with yourself, it's almost like you've had the same background, the same roots. You've had the same coach with Mel Marshall. So that there must be something that he's trying to help you and bring you up with him.
Yeah, maybe. It's nice to think that. Yeah, I don't know if it's the case, but that would be nice.
I bet you rattled him at some points as well. Surely, I bet there were some times in training where you were getting a bit close to him, and he must have been a little bit rattled.
The very few times where I was able to like come close or like just touch him out, but I'm talking like. I can count on one hand. Like it was for 99% of the time. It was just like him just being a freak, like like being way in front and like not getting tired and stuff. But there was a few occasions. It was actually mainly like say if he'd like come back from Strictly or something like it was always like there was always a reason.
Just knackered from dancing.
Yeah. It was never like on tape or like going into like World or something.
Yeah. So. I also want to talk about Mel, because obviously we had Mel for a long time. She's a good family friend of my mum and dad as well.
Yeah.
She had a massive impact on my life, on your life, but you stayed under Mel for a long, long time as well. Talk about the impact that Mel had on your life and what she was like as a coach.
Yeah, I think you definitely have to like. She's got to be like one of the best like coaches of all time. Like what she's done with Adam and like how. Like dominant he's been. It was great with Mel. Like it's very different to what the training is now. But like you both say, like the memories we got from like those camps, like even back in the day, and like kind of the training and the mindset that she'd like drill into you like after that.
What was that?
Just kind of like.
From what I remember, it was all like have confidence in yourself and just hard work, basically. I think from what I remember, it was most of the time just you're going to get out what you put in to swimming. And if you work hard, you're going to end up doing quite well. I don't know if that's what you experienced.
Yeah, pretty much. And then a lot of it was just, like quite simple, just like a lot of like the previous talks, it just come down to like it's 2 months of the baths or like whatever. It's just kind of like no nonsense. Just like you say, just like put the work in, get the reward, and then at the same time, there was no. That she was good fun, but there's also like no nonsense like with in training. Like you don't want to get on the wrong side of it.
No, because that's one thing with Mel is I do remember she was so fun. What a person. But then like I did see a couple of people get on the wrong side of her and you were just like, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You don't want to piss about in training or skip lengths or anything like that because she'll know.
Yeah.
And she's gonna come for you.
Yeah.
So this podcast, right? We get people that have gone from, sports or whatever, and to where they are now and how it's influenced them. We have a possible Olympian here. I want to think about your mindset. Like, what is your mindset right now, and how has it kind of grown over your swimming career? I want to drill down on what makes you great.
Well, I think like my mindset in some ways has kind of been, well, definitely one of my weaker aspects. Like so, after the trials for Paris, I was like the whole year like leading up to it, I was like dead set on, I'm going to go these times, I'm going to make the team. There was no like, it's not going to happen. I was like I had a little diary where like every day I'd write like the times I was going. I was like really locked in. Like I did probably the hardest like training camp I've ever done in Thailand, and then I obviously didn't make the team, and I was in an awful like way afterwards. I was like so down. So I think like that was horrible. I've kind of like my mindset's changed like since then. So it's more kind of relaxed now. So like I still like train the best I can and do everything. I still have goals, but I think I kind of just go about them slightly differently. So it's healthier. I think it's more like professional.
Yeah, and I think the thing is we've spoken about the difference between rowing and swimming before, and like with rowing, with swimming, it's black and white, right? If you either get the cut-off time and you're the fastest person that goes, or you don't. And I think, whereas in rowing, a lot of it's opinion based on who coaches think are faster and make the boat go faster and things like that. But I think it's a lot healthier to look at it as just trying to improve yourself and see yourself progress and knowing it's going to be up and down, rather than comparing yourself. Oh, I want to beat this person. I want to beat that person. Do you get what I mean? If you're progressing slowly like you are, because you've been PBing a lot, it's a lot better to look at it that way than just I need to win this, basically. Do you get what I mean? So have you noticed a shift in your mindset? Is it that way that your mindset shifted, or is it just you've let it be a bit more of a background thing, like you're not as dialed into swimming?
It's like in some ways I'm kind of more dialed in, because the older I get, if I move backwards now or don't keep progressing, it's kind of probably going to be my time's like limited. But at the same time, like you're saying, I'm still like, so this short course and long course I've PB'd, done some quite big PB, so it's still going well. So I'm just kind of like focusing on that. It's more like of a positive like outlook, I think.
When you say it's going well, I want to read out a couple achievements that you've got.
Yeah.
Gold at the 22 Commonwealth Games in the 4x100 medley relay. Bronze medals at both the Commonwealth and European Championships. This was in Birmingham, right?
Yeah.
The Commonwealth. Tell me a bit about the feeling when you're standing on those blocks and the feeling when you come out and you've just secured a bronze medal. Because let's not think about the Olympics too much. Like, Commonwealth Games is huge, and to medal there is just an incredible achievement that most people dream of when they start their sporting career. You actually made it there. We worked incredibly hard to get there, but you've stood on that podium. Tell us about that.
Obviously, like you say, like it's a big thing. It's Commonwealth Games, and it's I'm really happy to have been there and done that. But at the same time, I don't look back on it like too fondly, because so those medals are kind of I swam. As Adam kind of pulled out from the competition, so which meant there was Wilby and me as the breaststrokers. So I swam the heat of both of those relays, and then Wilby did the final. And like, because I wasn't happy with my leg of the relay, it was quite poor. Like, I kind of have like bad. It's kind of like confused.
When you're older, you're going to look back, and you don't realise, but that's such a big part of your life. You should not talk that down at all. It's a huge achievement for yourself, to get to that point.
I agree. I think when I'm older, I'll look back on it a lot differently. There's other medals which I think of positively now, but I think like you say with those ones, with like it being the Commonwealth Games, like it being a big thing, I'll think differently of them in the future.
Because you've won so much stuff now. You've won British champs, Bucks, like basically a shit ton of medals at Bucks, I think. What's it like at Bucks? I'm assuming you walk out of there and people are asking autographs and everything.
No, not quite. No.
What's going on?
No, but I don't know what it is. Like I really liked Bucks. I did so many of them, and I didn't swim. I swam rubbish at them to start off with, and then towards the end, it was because it's like in season, so you weren't rested. But I'd always swim like really well at Bucks, and I enjoyed Bucks. Like it's at Sheffield. It's like,
so is it a bit of an inter-county vibe?
Yeah. It's like a lot like
a lot of roaring and
it's a lot like that. Yeah, it's literally exactly like that.
So when you win, everyone's like,
yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
No, it is good. Like, I really enjoyed Bucks, like Pons Forge, like you say, like inter-county vibe. It was really good.
Yeah,
you're doing it for the team, like you're doing it for Loughborough.
No, it's really good because I watch you race a lot whenever you are racing, and sometimes I'm watching, I'm like, that, I'm not gonna lie, it's fucking sick. Because like, I don't think you look back and you're like, you don't look at it too fondly, but honestly, take it from us, when we finish sport, you'll look back on those memories and be like, oh, I wish I could do all of that again, because it's like, it's not, barely anyone gets to do the stuff you're doing, and it's through hard work and persistence that you've got there. So like, it's very hard to do it while you're in it, and it's easy to say once you're out, but like, I genuinely think it's all about making sure that as you're going through those little things that you can think of as a win, you have to like celebrate them and make sure you're making the most of those little moments as you're going through.
Yeah, for sure.
Since we just spoke a little bit about British champs, that's the one that was in, is it Glasgow? Which one was the one that's in like Glasgow or something?
I remember one.
We did a relay.
Oh yeah. I remember it was my very last thing with Derby before I went to uni, and you were there.
Yeah,
it was the very last thing, and before I think it was the last relay. There was a little playground outside, like
a children's playground.
Yeah. And you had me on like this like proper like small roundabout or something. I can't remember something like this.
You know when you just mess about, you see how fast you can swing the roundabout.
And I went flying off and like had like scratches all down me or something, I swear. And then I had to do a relay.
No, but the thing I loved about swimming is like, when you're younger, you couldn't give less of a shit. Like, we would have been at Nationals or Midlands or whatever in Coventry, just pissing about, running around, falling over, not even worrying about getting injured or anything like that. But I'm assuming the level you're at now, are you wearing all of the like big jackets and body heat? You're doing all of that stuff?
Oh, there's so many things. Like, do you ever use bicarb, like Morton?
Yeah. I've never used it, but a lot of rowers use it.
You've never used it?
A lot of rowers use it. It's meant to be a lactate buffer, isn't it?
Yeah. Why did you never use it?
Because it's the same age as you. If you do it a bit too early, you poo yourself.
Nah.
Because people say if you do it a bit too early, you poo yourself. It's like, one rowing team that is famous for doing it is the Dutch. They have a scientist in the Dutch rowing team that for every individual rower has the exact dose they should take and exactly when to take it before their race. Do you have that same thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Because there's so much science behind swimming now, and all of the underwater cameras and everything like that.
So much. There's like,
because Loughborough has all the facilities.
Yeah. There's what is it? There's like beta alanine, bicarb, creatine. Like you have your nitrates, walking out, the heated garments.
After is this every race you're doing this,
No.
or is you save it for the big one?
Yeah, save it for the big ones. Like, yeah, like bicarb's the best.
Is there a noticeable difference?
Oh,
Like, when
yeah.
you-
It's
have you had all your PBs on that?
yeah.
It's interesting stuff because we obviously just spoke to Simon Custon on the last podcast, and he was very much about the remedies, the natural remedies that can like boost your caffeine and your energy levels and things like that. But to look at it from a sports point of view, you learn about it in like your sports science and stuff like that. But it's interesting because sometimes I feel like you can. When we did seat racing at Rowan, it was all. Some people took way too much caffeine and were like shaking, like completely, crashing.
Yeah.
But if you've got the science behind you, talk a little bit about Loughborough, because I know some people that did hockey, for example, at Loughborough, they've got like the altitude hotel.
Oh yeah.
Like, what did you experience from Loughborough? Because you've been there for a while. I remember when I came to visit your house there. You're basically a resident now.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was ages ago. Yeah, so like, they probably had it. Like, they have the camera system. Like they had that even back then. There's that, which is like even that's like so expensive.
How much are we talking?
I don't know. I didn't ask, but I know they're not common. They got everything. Like I was in an altitude tent. I wasn't in one of the rooms, but I had like a pop-up tent over my bed for a while.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was.
So it was only when you were sleeping?
Yeah.
And it just restricts oxygen. Because do you remember when Joel and I were at City of Derby, we had those like masks? And we used to go on runs with those like masks that restricted air going in.
No, I don't think
we did that behind the scenes.
Yeah, because we used to like
extra.
We were doing extra, yeah. But we were running up and down the roads in Repton with those like
Really?
Bane masks on. Mate, it wasn't right, to be fair. When I look back, I would think, but it was good fun. It was good fun. And one thing I do remember is, do you remember those like Friday evening sessions at Repton? The classic 2050s. No, at Repton.
Okay, that's later on.
We did 2050s and then 2250. Oh, right. No, because we can't miss this. I know the sessions he's talking about, and they were the best sessions. Those Friday evenings at Loughborough, 7:30 till 8:30 was land training.
Yeah.
And we just
it was like
used to get there. You used to get there and just be like, please say it's basketball, please say it's basketball. And you'd go in and you play basketball. You'd be like, Mum, please can you get me there like 20 minutes early so I can play some basketball before we start? And then you'd walk across and do an hour of swimming as well, like 9 till 10.
And we'd all go in that, you remember the change room that we'd all go in? Where it had like, you'd go in, it had a shower, and then it was the room.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, like, do you know it's so weird? Like, because I never go in there, but I every day, like, or not every day, but like, I walk past there and like, it's just crazy, like, how long ago that was.
So, we've talked a bit about the highs. Where are you in your career? In that, surely you've had some lows. It must have been a tough ride. Like, you're fighting for every second, every millisecond. It's not like a game sport. It's not like a football where you're fighting for every time you get a chance. A race, it is everything. Like, you've got funding on your back. You've got a lot of pressure. You must have had the pressure must have been a lot because it must have been pretty tough at some points. Talk about some of the lows that you've experienced, because from the outside you see, the gold, the podium finishes and all this side of things. Tell us about, Greg behind the scenes.
Yeah, I say like the biggest one was probably like I mentioned before, like when I didn't qualify for Paris, like because like with Tokyo, it was probably like, I wasn't never going to do that. Like, I was probably like not close to that.
Yes.
And then like I said before, like I was like proper. I was really psyched up for like Paris. I was like, oh, I've got a really good chance here. I could do it. Like it was still like quite a big ask, but it wasn't like out of the realms of possibility. And then that was like tough, like coming back from that. But then as well, like there's been like tons of like quite a few other like British champs where like you're trying to qualify for something, and then there was like quite a few years in a row where I'd either stay exactly the same or like regress, or like it was like there's been like so many
Like you just said there, like the setback you had when you didn't quite make the Paris team. It's so hard in swimming because there's only 3 or 4 of you, but at the same time, there's always the hope that someone might. You know, it sounds bad, but someone might get an injury or have to pull out, and then suddenly you're there. There's only 3 or 4 of you. You know, anything can happen. Yeah. But it's like you're there to the end, like hoping that you might get in. But hopefully in LA it'll be a different course, and that you'll just cruise through.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
There's some new junior talent coming through the ranks, right?
Yeah.
And that must push you and make you get, because you had a PB recently, right?
Yeah.
And PBs don't come often for like a swimmer of your caliber. So are you finding that new people coming through is pushing you, making you faster, giving you a firework, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely good because like for so many years, like you're chasing Adam, Wilby, like Ross Murdoch, Craig Benson.
Ross Murdoch, bringing it back to the classics.
The GOAT. But then, so like now, like these juniors, like, so they are like, you know, at that level, like, you know, they're doing like so good. So it's great competition and it's good, like good for them. And it's like healthy competition. It's really good. It's just different because like I'm a lot older than them. Like whereas I was always used to being the one that's way younger, and like Adam and Wilby who are like so like well thought of, and they've been there, done that. It's different, but it's good. Yeah.
You've got the experience though.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you feel there's a lot of pressure because obviously how old are you now?
24.
24. Oh, you're still obviously really young. But a lot of people kind of get to a dilemma that we had. We all nowhere near as good as you, but where you're like, do I potentially move on to use my sports skills in a job, for example?
Yeah.
Any sort of job. But you've stuck at it. What was was there any sort of hard decision or turning point or hard conversation that you had to have? Like, I'm going to commit fully to being a professional swimmer.
Yeah, well, I've been zero funding from 2021 till now. I've been like nothing from uni, nothing from like British swimming. So like, and then I kind of like was I was doing all right, like just like scraping by, and so I was doing uni at the same time. So it was kind of like I've got to be here for uni anyway. Like I'm going to still keep swimming, and then now I've finished uni. It's kind of like it's got to that point where it's like what am I going to do? I'm potentially might be back on funding now following Worlds. Like I've hit like some criteria, so that's like keeps me going for longer. And then as well, I'm going to start like, having an income now. I'm going to start working alongside it. So
okay,
it's just
tell us a bit more about that funding setup, because it's so hard for an individual athlete, especially in the swimming world, because Adam Peaty did a great job for the sport of swimming in the UK. But I know that you can either get the funding from, for example, like is it Swim England or and then you also can get private funding as well.
Yeah.
How does it work? I might be completely wrong.
Well, the main one is like the one that British Swimming would put you on. It's like the lottery, like the lottery funding. And I got put on that when I was like 17, I think. I went like 61-2, which I did that like a few weeks after European Juniors, and it would have won European Juniors. So it was like good back then. So I was put on like really early, 17, and then got took off from like just like one hit this time, else you're off, and I didn't hit it, and then it was like just boom, like straight away off since 2021, and then so it's kind of like it's how expensive it is. Like it's like that was hard.
Especially just like your average living expenses. Like,
yeah.
For sport, you see how much money America pump in sport. It's so disappointing in the UK.
Yeah. Because
it actually does mean so much to the country when it comes to the Olympics and having athletes that are supported. So, you're representing our country.
Yeah.
It looks big, especially in politics. Like coming top of that Olympic leaderboard, it means a lot. I mean, you go over to the universities in America, you've got these universities where they're given all the free kit. You obviously pay them a bit more, but you've got all the free kit. You've got all these amazing state-of-the-art facilities, 50-metre pools, outdoor pools, amazing gyms, loads of coaches.
In the UK, it's just depressing.
Yeah.
Like, you go to the sense of community there as well. You go to a big soccer game. I mean, my friend sent me a picture of one not long ago, and the stadium is bigger than Derby County Football Club Stadium. Like, what is going on there? Like, surely that must annoy you, and you're thinking, all these people that I'm racing. Who's the influencer, the breaststroke influencer? Cody, is it Cody?
Cody Miller.
You don't get Cody Miller and what he has behind him. You got Cody Miller. If the listeners go and check out Cody Miller's YouTube channel.
On the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh no, that would be good. You could get him on.
Cody Miller, if you're watching.
Yeah, we'll have you on.
Yeah, go on. We'll have you on.
We'll have you on. Yeah. But it must just drive you up the wall. Always trying to fight for funding and struggling. I mean, all athletes must be like that in the UK. Like, how are you what's your experience with that?
My whole stint at uni, I did like I was like one of the I don't know what the word is. Like, I did very well for like Loughborough. I'd say
Highest performing.
Yeah, like even like out of other sports, like, and for how long I did it,
Most decorated.
I never got like a penny from them. Like, and it's to do with like I didn't agree. I was always going to Loughborough. I didn't like talk to them before and say, like, you know, get an offer and say like, if you come, you get this this scholarship. Because I genuinely just wanted to go. Like, I wanted
a homegrown talent.
yeah.
And no. It's because like I assume you wanted to train with Mel, train with Adam. Like that's
there was no me. There was no other like. I just was always at Loughborough. I was like signed on.
Yeah.
I didn't talk to because I was at the national centre. I wasn't at the swimming side, and it was okay. Like, I'm signed in, so then there was no there was no need for them to give me scholarship. So I did the whole time, just not a penny. And then, like you're saying about the American unis, my best mate is he's like a year, 2 years younger than me. He's been at Loughborough with me, and now he's going to Florida Gators to swim.
Who's that?
Charlie Hutchison, that you met. He won't have to spend a penny. He'll be making money from going there for doing masters. And he was on the same situation as me with. So he got put on the exact same year as me when I was 17, and he was like 16 or whatever for funding, and he got taken off as well. So now it makes sense. Like, it makes sense for him to go to America, and you know, when he's he'll be earning money there, getting his accommodation, getting his food, and like there's so many you find with like so many young swimmers now. Once they finish A levels or like whatever they're doing, like it's so common for them to like they just get snapped up by these American unis.
Yeah, and it's just so annoying because swimming is a lot of hard work, a lot of time, and it's really expensive. But then I'm assuming these, like, I don't know, I'm not trying to shit on other sports, but a lot of other sports don't require as much effort or time, let's put it that way. Yeah. But they'll be getting a lot of scholarships and things like that, whereas you're slogging it every day. Obviously putting in on real performances like medalling at Commonwealths, all of these different things, and still not getting a penny. But I also think that's a Loughborough thing. Like, I think because the standard of sport is so high at Loughborough, they don't see it as mega outstanding, if you get what I mean. If you were at St Andrews and putting in those results, they'd be like feeding you. Yeah. They'd be giving you like the works. But I think it's because the level of the general standard of sport at Loughborough is so high that it makes it like they're almost used to that level of performance, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so we hear a lot about a lot of swimmers. I know a few that have gone over to America, and sometimes people are a bit skeptical as they never come back the same. Is there something about Swim England that they don't like people going to America, or GB don't like people going?
Oh
to
yeah,
America?
They definitely don't like it.
Why is that? Because for example, a lot of GB rowers, they go out there, but then they still come back to get in the GB squad or whatever. Like, it's just on talent. Like, why does it matter where you go?
So like, first of all, they want them to be, you know, it's like they want them to be on like so for example, the Albrecht that everyone's doing. Like they've got faith in that. They want to like get them doing that. They want them, you know, at a centre, like, because they put a lot of money into like the national centres. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, as well. So for swimming specifically, before. So you got the trials that we have in April to qualify for like a team, but then right before that they've got their NCAA, so like the equivalent of books. So they have to do that, like taper, swim for their uni there, hold the taper, and then fly over and do trials. So it's not like some people manage it completely fine, like make the team, but for me, like I'd be a bit.
It's not for you. You wouldn't think about doing a masters out there because like also your friends out there now, and obviously there will be spaces in the uni for someone like yourself. Have you ever thought about it?
I've thought about it, never like properly, but I think I'm not even eligible anymore because how long I've done at Loughborough. I think you lose like your I can't say it.
Yeah, eligibility. Yeah, it's a tough one. But let's now think about your future steps. So you didn't quite make it to Paris.
Yeah.
Which obviously it was gutting for yourself. What are the next steps? You've just done a PB recently.
Yeah.
Things are looking good.
Yeah.
In the world of Greg.
Yeah.
As they always do. I've only known you to push on to the next thing.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about what where you're looking to go, the journey.
So there's next year it's commies again and Europeans, and then what is it? It'll be like something else after that. Next year after that, I don't know. Like there's things to call.
Are there world champs every year?
No, not every year.
Every 2?
I don't even know. I literally don't even know.
You just turn up and swim, don't you?
No, it's like in between. I think it's in between the Olympics, so it's like every 2.
Mm.
Yeah, every 2. Yeah, it's every 2 years.
So there'll be Europeans next year,
and then a
Worlds, and then Olympics.
I think.
Yeah, I think. I know because we've talked about this a lot on this podcast, and we spoke to Simon Cusden, ex-pro cricket player, on the last podcast, and the same thing that this podcast always comes back to when we're talking to athletes is make sure you're not fully focused on that end goal and trying to just make the most of the moments that you're in now. So I think you've got the right attitude now. I think you probably learned from that period going into the Paris trials not to solely base your performance and your kind of self-worth as a swimmer on that final result and making the team.
Yeah.
Where you've got that more healthy attitude now of just going to every session, enjoying it while you're doing it, and just ticking things off as you go along. It's not all about that final thing anymore, and I think that's really good.
No, yeah, like I completely agree. Like I've kind of like, it's really weird. Like only recently I've like kind of started feeling like realizing that and like feeling quite old, because I was, like I said earlier, like I always just felt like I was 18.
You're the one that people look up to now. People walk into Ponds Forward to see Greg.
A level head.
Wow, that's Greg Butler.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, like.
Do you notice all the little kids like watching you walk by?
Do you
sometimes
people asking signatures?
They get sick of it, mate. I'm not like. It's not doesn't happen that much.
The young kids, but you must get some.
No. He's saying like, do you ever get people asking for signatures? Yeah.
Like in like Worlds especially, like they're crazy out there. Like the.
What was the first? Who was the first person to ask for your signature? Do you remember that first time? Because I would find that so weird. Someone coming up, that's like, wow.
How do you know
what's going on here? Yeah, like there's a contract there. It says you're going to lose all your funding if you sign it.
There's got no funding to lose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I don't. I don't know. It's nice when it happens. I don't get it a lot, so it's nice.
You've had a long life through swimming. I know we've got a lot of shared memories in swimming.
Yeah.
Some mental, like insane stuff has happened over the years.
Yeah.
That I've been party to. Joel's probably witnessed. So I want to go through some of the memories that I have.
Yeah.
Probably going to bring a tear to your eye because these are just memories that I feel like I'm never going to make again. They're that good. So I just want to go through some of those memories just that I've got in my mind.
Yeah.
And then you can talk about some of the kind of crazier things that you've seen, because you must have seen some like really interesting stuff in your time at swimming. So firstly, I want to talk about Malta Swim Camp.
Okay.
2015, I think.
Yeah.
Where a certain coach sent us on a run.
Oh yeah.
And I remember Edmund, Spink, and Kyle Swanwick were gunning it from the get-go. It was basically,
Yeah.
it was
No, Eddie
basically
was good
running
as well.
around. No, it wasn't Malta. It was Mallorca.
Okay, yeah.
And
Malta was one before.
yeah, and we were running around Mallorca.
Yeah.
Basically a big loop around back to the hotel, and it was sweltering hot.
Yeah.
We got back to the pool, and we were all dipping in there.
Yeah.
I was buzzing, just feeling like a million
It was
bucks.
spoiling off.
Because I've caught up with, I've like kept up with Kyle and Edmund the whole way, and I was like, I'm the dog. I'm not meant to be good at running, but I'm rapid. Next thing, Greg comes in, and he's looking a little bit shaky.
Yeah.
I see him submerse himself in that ice cold, luscious water in
Yeah,
that
everyone
hotel.
was doing it, yeah.
Because it felt unbelievable. Next thing I know,
He's
shock.
He's floating on the water.
Were you there for it?
no,
Yeah,
next thing I know, shock. And I didn't see what happened. All I heard, because we were in the same room, all I heard was
Oh yeah.
Greg's back in the room. I was like, why, what's up with him? And they were like, he's not well. So can you talk us through what happened that day?
Yeah.
Because I always think you were always very, very good at pushing yourself. That's one thing I always respected about you. Because, for example, when we used to do those 2050s, we used to do extra at the end. And I always noticed that you were so good at pushing yourself that you didn't have to. Do you get me? Like, you did the 20, but you were so good at pushing yourself throughout the 20 that you were fully binned after that 20th one, where we couldn't pace ourselves properly.
Okay.
We always had loads left at the end to go more. But I always respected how hard you push it, and it used to piss me off a bit. I'll be honest, because you were a breaststroker. We used to do front crawl sets, and you'd be beating me, and it'd fuck me off. But yeah, what happened on that swim camp day? Did you always feel like it was a natural thing that you were able to push yourself quite hard, or was it those 10 400 sessions
Or was it
that
just
pushed you?
was it just a biological fault?
Mate, it's Phil's blood in these veins. No. Well, so we did that run, and I was like, I was struggling. Like Eddie and you and Kyle, they were flying. I couldn't keep up. I got dropped, and then like I was really like, it was the heat, and I was like, because like when I was younger, I had like heat regulation problems. I don't know if that's related or what, but anyway. And then like
It is, because we weren't hot.
I feel like that's definitely related, yeah.
and then yeah, so like you said, we got back, and I was like completely in the bin, just like jelly, just like completely gone. And then everyone was jumping in the pool, so I jumped in. And I don't know if it was like the going from the hot to the cold or what, or just because I was knackered. And then like my fingers like started going like this, that they started like seizing up. I couldn't move them. Literally, and they was like this, and they were shaking like this. I was literally like that. And but what pissed me off is, I think who was the coach in that? Was it like Matt?
Cross.
Matt still didn't let him have a pudding.
They what?
The sugar levels. He didn't even let you have a
No,
pudding.
they gave me tons of sweets when I was going like that. They gave me all sorts. But he was like saying, "Oh yeah, it's because." They were saying that like I got like stressed or something because I lost the group, and I was literally completely fine. I knew where I was going,
That is
and
English.
they were like, oh yeah, it's because of that. I was like, no, I was like just fucked. Like going like this.
Yeah.
It's the hot to the cold.
But
Your heart. It would have been your heart.
Yeah, I've had them since on other. It was always when I was younger, like other swim camps, when in the heat where I'd go like that. There was one session where it was like after doing some like IM set or something. I had the same. Yeah.
So was it literally just your hands doing that? And
I'd
then
go, like-
did you get taken up to the hotel room? Or is
Yeah.
your memory blanked from that?
No,
You
yeah,
just passed
I would have been able to walk after a bit. It was fine, but like, I go all pins and needles-y, and then like my feet in my. I don't know what it is. Like, it's not that bad. It goes away after a bit, but like.
Yeah, your nerves are just like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
But I kind of want to go back onto the premise of the podcast. The influence of sport has on you, Greg. Because I think you have learned so many valuable lessons through sport. And I can name a few. Persistence, the value of hard work, discipline, because you had to wake up so early for those 5 a.m. sessions, coming all the way from Stoke. It must have been started with a 3.
Well, yeah, it was always 10 to 4. That was the alarm. And then, but
What time do you go to bed? Because
no, but the thing is,
You've always been a night owl.
how do you know that? Yeah, I have.
You've always been. I've heard this from multiple sources. You will go to bed at 2 a.m.
Well,
1 a.m.,
yeah,
2 a.m.
Now, yeah, but
And back in the day, when were you going to bed at these 3:50s?
yeah, but the thing is as well with that, you get back from evening training, like you finish evening training, you got gym, And
so
then
your life was literally just swimming.
yeah, and then you've got an hour drive home.
So
back
you're
to Stoke.
living off threads.
I was
Like, you're
back then.
barely alive. You're just
That's why he was getting
pulling yourself
palpitations.
because you need sleep, Greggy,
I know, yeah.
to recover, to recuperate, for your muscles to adapt
Yeah.
to the training.
Mate,
But you're to be fair, I bet you would have been able to sleep in the car with Philly.
yeah.
I bet
I had a cushion that for every journey I was just out.
I genuinely think, like, obviously you're not at the stage we're at. Yeah, we stopped a lot younger than you. You're still going in the sport world, which is great, because I think if you can and you're at the standard you can do it, I think you should.
Yeah.
Right, because it's fun and it's completely different. You've got all your life to work. Right, you can.
Yeah.
You're probably 30. If you quit at 30, you've got 30 years to work. Right, you need to use your body while it works. But from what we've seen in the workplace, the best values people can have is persistence, consistency, hard work, discipline, motivation, accountability, all of these things.
Yeah.
And it seems like you've got all of those in abundance now because of all of these years you spent swimming, getting up early and things. Talk us through your next steps. So you said you're working alongside swimming now.
Mm-hmm.
Talk us through your next steps and kind of, have you started, and have you noticed those values coming into play when you're working?
Yeah, so like with that, not yet, because I haven't got a job yet. I haven't got anything sorted, but I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I promise I will. But like with I've just finished my degree, and that was definitely a thing then. So like I was on an altitude camp for the trials for Worlds. So I was there, and this was like when I was at my peak of so my course, it was like all coursework. You had to just be churning, work out for it. I was supposed to be having like contact hours like with the tutors and group stuff. I wasn't having any of that because I was just obviously away in America at different time zones. So that was like a massive thing for that. Yeah, but I think like you're saying with that kind of mindset and how it carries over, like everyone from everyone from back in the day with Mel, like even at that young age, like I think everyone's got that. Like it's like obvious, like.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree, and I think Philly must have put that into you as well.
Yeah, I'm Beck.
In the bus, I'm Beck, because Beck used to put graft into those sandwiches.
Yeah.
Because those sandwiches back in the day, Becky, if you're watching, they were superb.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of craftsmanship went into those.
She's got better. She's like,
Really?
Oh mate, it's elevated.
There are levels to this game.
Yeah.
So what's in those sandwiches now?
What was the fuel to pump you through all these sessions? Because surely you were eating in the car. It was all about on the go.
Oh.
Surely you were just the Lincoln lawyer.
Yeah,
of swimming.
The amount of tinfoil this guy went through.
Yeah.
Those sandwiches were always wrapped up good.
That is actually that's such an important part of a sandwich. It's the outer wrapping of the sandwich. Cling film's just dead. It makes you. If you know a sandwich is wrapped in cling film, you just know it's
just leave it.
dead.
No, but this goes back to, again, the work that your parents put into getting you to this place now, because Becky churned out sandwiches, and I had a couple of them, and they were tasty sandwiches. So how have her sandwiches leveled up?
Well, the thing is, like, she does this one sandwich, which is, it's some kind of like just unreal. It's like a really nice white bread, and it's like chicken, like proper nice chicken that she cooks, like garlic, aioli, whatever it's called, aioli. Like all the trimmings, like red onion, like she does. Anyway, but like it's not just sandwiches now. It's like she does me like insane, like tray bakes. Like it's insane. But the thing, back in the day, the thing that when I was like at Derby, and the thing that she always used to like say, the reason why I was like swimming fast and doing well, it was always the sardines on toast in the morning, apparently.
Yeah.
So you used to have sardines on toast before swimming?
Oh.
I feel sorry for whoever sat next to him in class. His bread.
Yeah.
Oh. No, because I remember turning up and doing lantry and thinking, what's going on here? And who's got the fish out? No, I'm joking. Right, we're cutting that bit out because I was dead. So sardines on toast in the morning.
Yeah, that's what it was. I think it must have been after swim. There's no way I'd be having that at 4 a.m.
Because sardines on toast is out there.
Yeah.
I have that a lot.
It's good.
It's really good.
I get a lot of hate for it.
Tomato, no, it's really good.
No, not
sometimes I have them raw cold. Because if you want a quick meal that's good for the heart, Sardines, like oily fish.
Yeah, it's good.
It's so good. Now we're on the topic of food. Tell me about your current diet, your current nutrition, and where you're at with putting on weight, taking off weight, because obviously rowing, it's so important to be the correct weight. But yeah, tell me about that, and where are you getting a diet that's given to you, or you still kind of can get away with a bit of the old booze and a bit of what's the vibe now? You're a professional swimmer.
Yeah, well, I'm on my big summer break at the minute, so I'm letting myself go a bit. Like
You've got to.
I'm on the booze, yeah. But like no, I pretty much like maintain like the same weight and like same skin folds and everything. I've still got like a relatively fast metabolism. I think I can, like when you're doing like this many meters, like you can just, as long as it's good what's going in, I think you can just pretty much.
That was the thing at Durham as well. We were doing so much aerobic training, like we called it UT2, that the S&C coach used to kind of help us with diet and stuff. He used to be like, it doesn't matter what you eat, it's just the calories. Like he doesn't give one about what you eat, whether it's cookies, donuts, whatever.
Really?
He's like, it's all about the calories that you're putting in, so you do not start losing weight or deteriorating.
Wow, that's.
It's always, he's like, you need this much protein. That's a crucial thing. Anything else, all the carbs, it just doesn't matter what it is. Just put it in like a human bin. Just put everything in. Pasta, donuts, cookies. Just eat it all because you're burning so many calories.
Yeah, because I'm assuming your diet's quite. So when you're in training at Loughborough or coming up to a competition, I'm assuming you're eating like clean.
Yeah.
Because in rowing, like I'd be pounding cookies,
Really?
donuts,
Yeah,
like mac and cheese.
UT2.
Because to be fair, in like say when I was at Brooks last year, we do an hour and a half on the bike, and that would burn at least 1,200, 1,300 calories. So you had to get that back and then have dinner and lunch and stuff. And when you're doing that twice a day, it's a lot of food that you have to eat.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just need the sugar. You need to get your glycogen levels back up as well. But because I would have thought at Loughborough you have like proper like nutritionists and people that tell you kind of, maybe they give you example meals and stuff to eat.
Yeah, we have there's a thing you have like that where it's meal recipes and stuff, and we do like food diaries every now and then where they just like check like is it on track, and then we have this thing called breakfast club every now and then, and like we have like a evening meal one where like they'll make for you like tons of like really nice like healthy stuff, and
that's nice of them. Yeah, you might get lucky if you can afford the reduced aisle at Tesco.
Oh mate, the reduced is still like hunted like all the time. I live for the
at uni.
I think this is an effect of uni though, because even now I've got a job.
Yeah.
I go into Tesco and I go straight to that reduced section. I don't even look at anything else.
I think I was so big on that, especially I did a placement year in Leeds. I used to go, I knew exactly where I was going, I knew exactly what time they'd go at, and there'd be a load of crowd of us around there, ready.
Get your elbows out.
Yeah, and I used to dive into the aisle, into the shelf. I used to dive into the shelf. But in London, right, because we're in the centre of London now, there's almost there's never any reduced stuff. I think it's because it's just never anything, and it's just gone out my brain now. Whereas I used to be a merchant. I used to buy every single bit of meat in the reduced section, and I used to have a separate freezer for myself. I brought a freezer to put it in our uni house, and I would take everything from the reduced aisle and put it in the freezer because I know it would be cheaper long term.
Yeah.
Because with rowing's an expensive sport.
Yeah.
But now it's just London. You just can't get anything. You are just paying full price for everything, and it is expensive. But for an athlete that's trying to get funding, it must be incredibly hard.
So have you been on the
Too good to go.
Too good to go, yeah.
Unreal stuff.
Too good to go. Have you managed to get any of that?
Yeah. Toby Carvery's like round the corner. Too good to
What
go.
are you getting the Toby Carvery one?
Well, it's not so
Toby
good.
Carvery's one of my favourites.
They just like they put it up. They like make it up for you and then just give it you. But what
Is it a big one?
No.
Out of the Roties and Gravy.
Gravery. It's alright, but what would happen is I'd like, because you can't get them till late, can you?
No.
So like I'd have like my my big evening meal, and then I'd like reserve like 2 or 3.
So you'd be spending money you don't want.
No.
You didn't have to pay it.
I'd reserve like 2 or 3, planning to eat that the next night from me, like put them together, and I get there, go home and just end up eating them all like straight away.
That's such a classic. I used to do that at uni all the time. You make your meal and you're like, yeah, this is going to be lunch, dinner the next day.
Yeah.
And you will just sit with a bucket of food and eat it all.
I want to go back to younger swimming days.
Yeah.
Because, again, we've got so many shared memories. What are some kind of memories that are just stuck in your head from those times? One thing I always used to... I can't remember whether I partook in it, but I remember being the victim. I was never the perpetrator. I remember getting whipped with a wet towel.
Oh, yeah.
And that used to be brutal as a child. But
Do you remember
it's a growth opportunity, I think.
Do you remember this one? It used to be Will Sheehan. I don't know if you were in his room. It was like Will Sheehan, Kyle, and maybe some others on. I think it was Mallorca when you had that incident. And we used to try and like annoy them by going into their room, like run into their room, kicking the door or something, and used to winding Will Sheehan up because he had I don't know, we might edit this out, but he might have had a couple of screws loose upstairs.
Mate, I love Will Sheehan.
So went into his room, kicked the door, and then we used to whip you, run around the place chasing after you. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember this kind of thing. I think it might have been Malta. So Adam was on this one, and someone, I don't know why or how, got convinced Will Sheehan to get a sachet of like coffee granules and pour them on Adam's door handle. So it's not that bad, is it? Just on his door handle. It's random. But then this is like when Adam was like at the height of his like, I don't know.
You just had testosterone.
Yeah.
About him, just going
And
through it.
I remember. Do you remember this?
No.
He said, "Who's done that? Who's done that?" And then someone just grasped on Will instantly like that. And then Adam like charged into. Will Sheehan wasn't in his room. Charged into his room and just got his bed. Got like a shit ton of sachets of coffee. Just went like this on his bed and then just flipped his entire bed. Will Sheehan. And Will Sheehan used to have his racing trunks covering his belly button.
He used to take high-waisted to another level.
Yeah.
Because I swear most people wear the high-waisted ones now, but his were up at his nipples almost.
Yeah.
But that was rated, though, because he was going for performance. Over.
Yeah.
And that's why I rated. But one other thing I remember is, I remember one time, we were in probably Malta, I think, and someone decided to put deep heat all over someone's toilet seat.
Yeah.
And one of the girls sat down on the toilet seat and there was carnage. Because I think it was Danny Sterling and Mel were going round like, who's done it? Who done it? No one came forward. I don't think anyone came forward. It's just the sort of stuff that happens on swim camp. But again, it's just... We've spoken about these swim camps before and how good they are for bonding everyone, because you're all going through the same tough sessions and everything together. You're eating together, doing all of it together, and it just really helps with that camaraderie and bringing everyone together. I think it's something that you can't replicate that with anything else. Like, if you're working together, it's not the same as going through the ringer and on swim camp or going through really hard sessions together. It just brings everyone together so well.
Yeah, that's right.
You're still setting PBs.
Yeah.
You've recently set one very, very recently in Singapore.
Yeah.
Beasted the 100, the 200 and the 100. Did you PB in both?
Yeah. Big PB in the 100, yeah, as well.
You went sub 1 minute.
Yeah.
Unbelievable stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's faster than my 100 back in the day. Do you feel like you're near your peak? Or have you even thought about that? And then have you thought about when you're looking at stopping swimming or anything like that?
Yeah, I think like because of what I was saying about the new training method I'm doing and being with Dave, who's like he's coach Wilby, coach like Molly Renshaw, and it seems to be like working really well for me. And like I feel like there's so much potential because like I've only been with him for not actually that too long, like in terms of like because you'd normally think like the first year you're kind of like getting to know the coach, like getting used to it, and it's gone well. So kind of like now we know like what works, and it's got really like delving more into that. I think he thinks it especially as well. There's potential for so much more to come. So yeah, I'm feeling like positive for the future. Like and like we were saying earlier, not kind of like it's in the back of my mind that like the longer and longer I'm swimming, it's going to get closer to like whenever it is I'm going to stop. But kind of just being happy with how I'm doing, short-term goals, like not, you know, thinking about, oh, I need to do this, I need to achieve this. So it's, I haven't got like I don't know specifically when I'd want to stop, but just enjoying kind of.
I just think, because swimming's been such a massive part of your identity and everything like that, and it's played such a huge role in your life.
Yeah.
Do you think, I don't know, do you feel like it's almost feels like it's really hard for you to stop? Because it has been a huge part of your life for so long.
Yeah.
It's so tied in with your identity and like your life as a whole. You've got so many friends in swimming.
Yeah.
You spent so long doing it. Do you feel like it makes it even harder to kind of move on from it?
Yeah, definitely, like 100%. Like it makes it kind of like thinking about it's a bit kind of I kind of like don't want to think about it in a way, because it is kind of scary thinking about that, and then what is there going to be after that, like kind of, you know, because there's so many other you get the training, like, you know, it's good for you mentally, you're staying in shape, you got the competition, like what's going to replace all those things, as well as just like it's what you used to. Like, it is definitely like scary.
But I think there's a bit of a trap, right, when you're an athlete at your stage, because I think people like us have dropped out, and it's easy for everyone to say, oh, you know, we've dropped out, or when are you going to start thinking about what you do after? But actually, the prime age is like 28 to 30.
Yeah.
Like you've got, I don't think you should let anyone say, you know, what you're gonna do after and make you think about this, because you've got so much longer in your career. Like there's another 5 or 6 years to go. Think about like Phelps, like PT, like there's multiple Olympic games that you can go to. Like you've got another 8, 9, even 10 years to go in your swimming career. Like don't think, you know, you've got a few years left, because it's definitely not the case, because you're a professional swimmer. People will drop out the game, people will come in, things change around. You never knew when an opportunity might arise, whether it's in 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. So and
I think it's all about that constant personal development, right? I think as long as you look at it as just always pushing yourself and looking at it that way, there's never really a reason to stop if you're enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like money comes and goes. Probably edit this out, but who gives a shit? Like it's genuinely though, it's like who cares? Money comes and goes.
Yeah.
The memories that you'll make through swimming and the age that your body's at now, you're never going to get that back. Time is the one thing you're never going to get back. So making the most of that time and the fitness and energy you've got when you're young is so important. I think if you're in the position to do it, you definitely should.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, we just did the podcast with Simon Custon, and look at him. He's England cricket, went through some really tough times, and then he's only recently started a company and out of nothing, and now he's pushing for that, and just there's no pressure with time. I think it's so easy for people around you who, for example, are working to think that you've got to do work as well, but no, you're on a completely different path, and it's so exciting what's like in the future for you, because we know how hard you're a grafter. You've been cut from the same cast.
I think Phil's giving you that grafting gene. He's also giving you the knees.
No, he has not. His knees. He's got bionic knees now. He's got.
He's a robot knee.
Yeah, he's got.
He's like the Terminator.
He can. He can kick through a wall now. He can kick through a wall.
He'll probably go through you. If you need
We break a couple of ribs.
Right. So, I listened to one of your interviews, Greg, and I heard you say that you want to inspire the next generation.
Yeah.
So I just want to know what that means to you.
Well, I guess like for me, you got like Adam, who like you can't get better inspiration than that, and you know I'm not going to be the same level as that. I'm not like breaking more records or anything, but it's I like to think for like the younger ones coming through, because like Adam was he's at that level, but he was like even like really good with me. Like I like to think I could in some way kind of like be similar to that maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I think a lot of self-worth and happiness does come from helping other people as well, and I do think that you are in the position now to give back to younger people coming through? I'm assuming quite a few people at Loughborough now might even come to you asking for advice on how to do things or technique advice and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Do they?
yeah. There's
Yeah.
definitely a bit of that, I say.
Very persistent guy. Always been a very hard worker. I'm very impressed with how you've come along in your swimming journey, because I stopped quite early, but you've ploughed on. Commonwealth medals, Europeans medals, world individually at the worlds as well. So that's like
Yeah.
big time. But thanks for coming on, mate.
No, thank you
Been
very much.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tone forearm as well. But yeah, it's been great to have you on, Greg. Thanks.
No,
for
yeah,
coming
I've loved it. Thank you very
Perfect.
much. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Greg, and look forward to keeping up to date with your swimming career and where you go in the future. Make sure you like, subscribe, and keep up to date with the pod.